Previously on PolyArmoury.
Should we maybe go and investigate the Skrytome making people, see if they've got anything to do with these spiders?
I think exactly that.
Well, Dee hates spiders, so...
The quicker we can stop them popping up at random in the world.
Yes.
Skrytomes are made by the Brayburn Corporation. They have a large office here.
Oh, here!
I mean, you're in Groybon.
Conveniently close.
The store from the outside is all steel and glass. You know the type of building I'm talking about. Frosted at the bottom of the glass, and then with, like, just the company logo, not the word itself.
Yeah.
Just, like, in the smoked glass just above that.
Excuse me?
Realising that she can no longer ignore you.
This is going to go really badly on her evaluation.
The goblin wearing a name badge that says, "Welcome to the Smarty Bar. My name is Pink." Yeah, can I help you?
Well, I'd like to hear about this new Skrytome.
She'll wave her hand out over it and it will go into demo mode. Some words will come up telling you about choosing different backgrounds for it, various themes you can have, the fact that it runs the latest version of Pigimon Away.
I had heard about some interesting spider things. I was wondering if you might know anything about that. The trademark blue glow. I'm sure you know what I mean.
So you've run round to the desk, so you're very close to Pink right now.
Yes, very close to Pink.
The front doors swing open and 3 hobgoblins come charging in, each of them armed with a longsword. What's going on?
So, Dusty's going to put one hand over Pink's mouth, with the other hand, get the extra sharp top of the tower pink nail file, and just slowly start to push it under one fingernail. Now, my Mistress is going to have some questions for you, and you've got 9 of those left, so you're going to answer them now, aren't you? Now, remember we said we'd be quiet, didn't we?
Do you want to tell us about the spiders?
We're not supposed to talk about the spiders there. They're just a side effect.
If we go through that door, are we going to bump into someone that's going to beat us up or something?
I mean, boss won't be terribly happy.
It's just the boss through there, no one else.
Not just the boss, there's the big spider as well. Sitting behind a large desk in a large back chair, seemingly looking at this large curtained off area, which is like 2/3 of the way down the room from where you are. And as you enter, the chair starts to turn. Dee, as Pink, I believe, has a cup of coffee.
Has walked into the office with this sort of air of, "Oh yes, I'm just bringing you a coffee, definitely not here to attack you."
So sitting behind this huge ass desk is a little old lady with white hair and slightly square glasses, very thick, and she appears to be a goblin.
Well, shit.
How are you approaching? Are you all going together, or Dee going first with the coffee?
I think the best move is probably for us to follow behind Dee, to give us the best chance of not rumbling ourselves straight away.
Yes, Dee will approach with coffee out. You're 2 o'clock, and then I'll put the coffee down and just scoot off to the side.
Oh, thank you, dear. And who are you lot?
Oh, we're your 2 o'clock appointment. We were here to discuss the fact that the spiders have been appearing a bit more often than usual. You called us out about the spider issue?
I called you out about the spiders, did I?
Or someone in your department did. There were a few more of them appearing than had been expected.
Pink, did you know anything about this?
Yes, I believe so. We have the 2 o'clock.
Right.
And she's just gonna reach under the desk and hit a button, and the doors behind you are gonna slam shut. At that moment, just falling backwards out of a cupboard, comes Skitata.
Oh, hey!
Well, fuck me. What are you doing here then?
I live here.
Yes, this one going out the cupboard here is who's going to help us with the spiders? Do you see? They're right there ready in the cupboard for the appointment that you had.
This is most unusual. I don't... Pink, how did you get all tied up in this?
You asked for coffee, and they were waiting, and they said you were there 2 o'clock.
Yes. Yes. Listen, I don't know who you are, but the disguise is only visually impressive.
And she's going to click her fingers, and the curtain behind her is going to start rolling back, and slowly being revealed is a probably about a 30-foot spider, just every single leg lashed to the floor with these glowing green chains. But it is a huge blue and white glowing spider. Its many eyes staring at you. Its legs.
What emotion? Can we read an emotion on this spider's face? I don't know how well we know spider emotional
Nature?
states.
You can roll nature.
What is my nature like? I'll give it a go.
I would also like to give it a go.
2. I know very little about what this spider is feeling.
16.
Anyone else want to get on this before we declare?
17.
So, as a group, you can tell that this spider is deeply distressed at its situation.
And how strong them chains look.
Roll Arcana.
I got a 15 on Arcana.
Okay, you can tell that these are magical chains, that they're going to be pretty tough to remove
Yeah.
without the correct key.
Okay.
Or, like, some seriously powerful magics. Somebody did not want this spider getting out.
Skitata picks up an item from the closet he fell out of.
Okay.
I don't know what type of closet it was, but... Oh yeah, a coat hanger. He gets a coat hanger and tries crowbarring off the green thing.
You trying to... Are you talking like a wiry coat hanger?
I'm thinking if it's a fancy old lady, it'll be one of those with, like, the satin all plushy and padded.
Okay, so you're going to take the head of one of these coat hangers and run up to the giant spider and start trying to pick the locks.
Picking a lock seems a bit technical.
Beating the locks?
Yeah, just beating it or trying to wrench it off.
Okay, roll me a straight d20.
12.
Okay, with a 12, you start batting at the locks, and you get sort of like a minor zap of arcane energy. It doesn't hurt per se, but it's uncomfortable.
It's like when you get pins and needles or something. It's like, oh, I'd rather this wasn't happening.
Yeah, pretty much. The old lady vaguely stands up, and she turns to the spider, and she's muttering, there's some finger waggling, and like a portal opens up in front of the spider's mandibles. On the other side, you can see a sort of smoky, blue-grey and black world, and stepping through are 3 creatures. They're sort of tall, glowing with an inner blue-white light. Their eyes are milky white. They've got a sort of pronounced brow ridge, but apart from that, they're sort of waxy. They look like they might be slimy, but if you actually touch them, they aren't slimy. About 6.5 foot tall, and as they step through into the room, they start to change. Their limbs almost look like they're sort of snapping and bending, and then sort of from the joints, like new parts are sort of unfurling from them. Like the head starts to bend to one side, another head almost seems to emerge from the neck. It's all gristly and sinewy and just looks really unpleasant. There's a mixture of actual flesh feeling and sort of things that look like they should snap if they bent that way. It's a weird body horror-esque thing as they slowly reform, and you're standing in front of, or standing behind the old lady now. You see another D, Brilmara, and Dusty.
Does the D look like pink, or does the D look...
The D looks like pink.
No Skitata.
No Skitata.
Okay. Now, complete side note, if this spider is powering the smartphones, does that mean that these are web-enabled apps?
Oh, I thought that was the joke.
They could be. I mean, you can see that there are, like, threads of spider silk going into this portal.
Okay.
But they're really, like, big, thick.
This very quickly seems like, talking our way into getting this spider out of here is probably not going to happen. We might perhaps have to fight something.
The doors behind you are locked, so...
Well, maybe they just wanted to have some privacy while they showed us how the spider worked, and there was not going to be any kind of... No, we've got to fight, haven't we? It's a boss fight time.
I mean, that sounds much more likely.
Can we see through the portal at all?
The portal, yeah, as I said, it's sort of blue and white, but with a lot of black, and the blue and white bits look sort of smoky and ethereal.
I vote we beat up this old lady.
Right there with you.
Initiative?
Let's roll some fucking initiative.
Huzzah!
I have something I want to clarify. She stepped through my disguise.
She made another pink, but she definitely said something that implied, like... I can
Oh
tell
yeah,
you're
so
not
she
pink,
can tell that you're not really pink.
But she can't see what you look like under the
Yeah.
disguise.
Ah,
She just knows you're not acting like pink.
Mm-hmm.
okay. Gotcha.
20 on initiative for me.
12.
I got a 2.
Okay, so Brilmara,
Yes?
you're up first. What do you want to do?
So, my initial thought was, deal with these chains as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there are more pressing things that could hurt me. My gut says use what I believe is my final use of Witch Bolt and start attacking this lady. I feel like maybe get dealing with them.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to attempt to cast Witch Bolt on... Oh, no, I'm second guessing. Do I cast it on her or do I cast it on the impending army of clones? You know what? I'm going to cast it on Clone Brilmara.
Clone Brilmara, attacking yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at least I know that I'm definitely attacking the right one in that case. So I need to do a ranged spell attack. 7. Can I use my my inspiration to re-roll that?
Mm-hmm.
23.
That is a definite hit.
That is enough to hit. Right, well I'm going to start dealing 1d12 lightning damage to it each turn. That's 8 damage to Clone Brilmara.
Okay. Fake Pink is going to take a swing at Brilmara.
Oh, what? Clone Pink?
Clone Pink.
I thought you were on about our fake Pink.
Clone Pink. Oh, this is going to get complicated.
There are so many pinks.
Right? Doubly Fake Pink.
Portal Pink!
Portal Pink.
Portal Pink attacks Brilmara for 12. Brilmara?
Me?
Yes, what's your AC?
My AC is 14.
And again for 20?
20's gonna hit.
Okay.
Well,
Okay, next up we have Dusty.
Dusty or Portal Duster?
Real Dusty.
Dusty's going to go straight for Portal Pink.
Okay.
11.
That's your attack, isn't it? No, that is a miss. Next is the old lady, who's going to take a swing at Dusty. 13. And another swing for 11. So then we move on to Skitata. What do?
Skitata draws his spear.
Mm-hmm.
He throws the spear at one of the shackles.
Okay.
20.
Yep, that is a hit against the magical manacles.
Cool. 4 piercing damage.
It makes no discernible difference to the magical manacles.
Okay, as a bonus action, I'm going to use Misty Step
Mm-hmm.
to teleport to my spear.
How does Misty Step work exactly? What's the flavour text on that? Are you stepping into another dimension while that happens, or...?
Briefly surrounded by a silvery mist, you teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see.
Okay.
it's not
Yeah.
one of the ones that goes through like the ethereal
Yeah,
plane or
okay.
something.
That's what I was getting at. Okay, yep, so you step across to your spear.
Cool, and that'll be my turn then, wouldn't it?
Okay then. Next we have Fake Brilmara, who's going to attack Real Brilmara.
Oh,
It's Hot Brilmara on Brilmara action.
Oof.
That's 21.
that's gonna hit me.
5 damage.
Okay,
And a 20
that's gonna hit me.
for 5 damage.
Yeah.
How are you
Okay.
doing?
I've taken some hits. Just slightly over half still.
Over half, cool. Then Fake Dusty is going to take a swing at Real Dusty. 15.
Nah.
And a 7. Also nah, I'm guessing. And we move on to D as Pink.
Pink D will rush to Brilmara's side and cure wounds.
Yay!
Whoop, whoop.
Well, since they don't have the original article, looks like these lot aren't going to put up much of a fight, so why don't you two just buck it over there and help Skitata out?
Well, I mean, I've got the lightning happening right now, and if I stop doing the lightning to go do something else, the lightning goes away. So maybe I stick over here helping lightning stuff with you? Make use of it while I got that spell slot?
Fair enough. Can you stand back while you do it?
I mean, I can step back, but I can't target something else.
Okay. Real Brilmara, you.
I'm going to continue that D12 of lightning damage.
Mhm.
That is 2. That is not a good amount of damage. Oops.
Moving us on to Pink, who is going to attack Pink. This fight looks very confusing. That's 20.
Yes.
8 damage.
Ouch.
And a 10.
No.
Damn, you are good. So you take one swift smack to the face from your doppelganger, but the other slap misses. And we move on to Dusty.
Dusty's going to break into one of his rages since Dee's been given a slap.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to try and crush the top of Pink's skull through the bottom of Pink's skull.
Sold. 22. That is a definite hit.
9 bludgeoning.
Okay. They're not looking great. Not bloodied, but certainly bruised. On to the old woman.
You've got no business coming here, you lot. I run a very serious business.
20. She's taking a swing at Dusty,
Oof, careful.
who takes 10 bludgeoning damage.
Dusty just leers at her and licks his lips.
And 17.
If it's equal?
Yeah. In favour of the roller, I still can say it feels like it always means the DM's favour.
That's 18 total halved for rage.
Okay. How are you looking?
Amused.
Sold. Skitata, how are you doing?
I don't know. I think I'm doing good. Well, I don't know. My plan doesn't seem to be doing anything, but it is Skitata, so he's going to keep doing it.
I mean, persistence.
Yeah, failure is when you stop trying, isn't it?
Yeah. See if you can bite through the chains. Give it a real good go. You know, not on whatever side you've got your fillings on, but it feels like it zapped through them.
How far apart is each shackle? From one shackle to the nearest shackle.
About 7 or 8 feet.
Alright.
Try prestidigitation, see if you can just clean the chain off the spider.
Clean the magic off of it.
Yeah.
Try magic away. I mean, you could find a key.
Well, there's that. But there are things trying to murder us.
Sure. We move on to fake Brilmara, who's going to take a swing at Brilmara. That's 7.
That's not going to hit.
And another 7.
That's also not good. Just like the last one. It's
So
not gonna
Brilmara's
hit.
just flailing wildly with her mace, and it's just not happening.
I'm just giving her a real stern look like, I've got electricity fingers. Do you want to back off?
Do you want some of this?
Do you want more electric fingers? Because I got more electric.
Okay, and then
Oh.
fake Dusty swings in. Fake Pink swings in at D, who is pink. That's
Yeah.
a 25. Hits you for 5.
Ow.
And a 13. That one misses.
Yeah.
Lots of flailing, not so much hitting. It's all good. On to D.
D will bravely flee towards Skitata and cast a prayer of healing, which will allow me to heal.
You run to Skitata to use a spell of healing.
What? It has a range of 30 feet.
I just had a horrible thought. Are they copying our attacks? You see, my worry is Skitata, he uses invisibility, and there's 3 of them and 4 of us.
I had a different theory going on, which is the reason there's not one of Skitata is that they're maybe used off of phone data, like of how you've been using your phones, and maybe Skitata, not so much of a phone-using person.
I'd be looking more at why is D pink and not D?
I don't think she uses the phone as pink.
Either the old lady or the spider is going, oh, that's a person, and cloning them.
That makes the most sense to me.
But then why Skitata wasn't cloned is a bit of an oddity as well. Unless it's because he didn't talk to the old lady.
Brilmara, you.
Another D12 of lightning damage on faux Brilmara. Come on, more than 2. Okay, 3. 3 is more than 2.
It
I'm
certainly
rolling
is.
real bad tonight.
You are all rolling pretty bad.
3 is more than 2. I'm trending upward. I can't bring myself to zap that pretty face.
Guess not. Fake Pink is going to take a swing at our Pink, the hero Pink, who isn't Pink. Just D, I guess. Just going to glare down at Pink. Just give it up, alright? And she can take a swing. That's a 16
It hit me.
for 7 damage.
Oh, good.
Moving on to Dusty. What Dusty do?
I'm going to smack her in the face as hard as I can, back when she came. 13!
Okay, she goes flying back through the portal. There's a thump sound as she flies through. probably going to be a moment to recover from there. The old lady.
Now that was most uncalled for.
Don't you dare go near my Mistress. I will rip your fucking head off.
She's going to slam you for 18.
That hits?
6 damage.
Okay.
And again for 16.
That doesn't hit.
Then we move on to Skitata.
Okay, so I've tried the spear, I've tried a coat hanger, and that didn't work, unless they're just really tanky.
I mean, they're designed to keep a giant fucking glowing spider locked in place.
I mean, assuming the distance isn't an issue, Skitata is gonna use the crossbow against the old lady.
Okay, shoot an old lady in the back. Do it.
11.
Get her in the spine.
It just whistles over her shoulder, then over sort of Brilmara's head. It's like, there's a moment where you're like, yeah. And we move on to fake Brilmara, who's still swinging at Brilmara.
Me again.
Again, right? She's looking real beat up, though. It's weird looking at your own face with, like, a black eye and a bleeding nose. It hits you for 17.
I mean, it's not the first time Brilmara's seen her own face in that state. 17 will hit.
10 damage.
Yeah, okay.
On to fake Dusty, who's going to attack real Dusty. That's a 22.
That hits.
5 damage.
2.
On to D.
D kind of sees what Skitata's trying to do. You're near one of the chains, right?
I imagine Scatter's stood on one of the legs, hitting at the chain.
Okay. D will summon the spiritual weapon and strike at the chain
Ooh.
with a whip. Spirit whip.
Roll damage.
That feels like jazz hands. Spirit whip. Is that like a dance move? The sort
Spirit whip, spirit nay.
of...
Trace.
That's 3 damage.
Yes.
It doesn't appear to do anything.
Awesome.
On to Brilmara.
Come on, give me more than 3 damage, please. Give me more than 10. Let's be ambitious. Give me more than 10 damage, please.
I believe in
this
you.
roll. Can I just ask for a number and get it? 11!
So Brilmara's still flipping the unlimited power.
Apparently, if I ask to do more than a certain number of damage, I will do one more than that.
Apparently so. So you unlimited power straight into Brilmara's face.
Yep.
And it's flying into her eyes and eyeballs, and her ears just explode out of the side of her head.
Juicy.
As she does so, like, the splatter that comes out is sort of gelatinous blue-white.
Yeah.
And as the creature hits the floor, it sort of goes back to that form you saw it as it came through before, but it's not glowing with an inner light anymore. It's just sort of mottled grey-blue,
Okay.
and the milky white eyes just look really gross now that they're not sort
Was
of
it
lit
a
from within.
spider?
No, it was this humanoid figure.
Okay. But that one's defeated, huh?
That one is defeated.
Well, I'm glad I've defeated it, and next turn I will be asking for more than a 12 on my d12 to see if I somehow roll 13.
Well, that one certainly is dead. Portal Pink is going to come hobbling back through the portal and try and take a swing at Skitata.
Ooh,
That's 26.
that's gonna hit.
That's going to do double damage as well. That's... oh, shit.
Have you just killed Skitata?
Possibly. 12 damage.
Right, okay. He's above half.
Hurrah.
Just.
Okay, Dusty, it you?
Alright, Dusty isn't a smart man, so this may yield me nothing, but what would I roll to try and figure out where the key is? Is that an insight for what it should be, or a perception to see if I can see it?
Don't know. Do you want to insight whether you think you know where it is, or do you want to look around and see if you can see it?
I'll try just surface looking for it, and if that doesn't work about it, only then will I think about it.
Okay.
16 to percept.
It is definitely nowhere you can see.
Oh gosh, it's in her boot, isn't it?
I mean, she's probably got pockets. There's a desk. There's a whole office here.
Okay, we are going to start by searching the desk. And the most efficient way to search the desk is to knock all the drawers out. And the most efficient way to knock all the drawers out is to knock Portal Pink into the desk. Would a 14 achieve that?
Okay, so you whip Portal Pink from in front of you, just straight into the desk. She smashes into the desk, flips it over, all the drawers come flying out, like, face down, and Portal Pink, like, you just hear this nasty crack as she hits and folds into the desk, and she too does this weird gummy thing and turns into another one of those fleshy blue and grey lumps.
Nice.
The old lady is getting real ticked off with you lot.
This is not good decorum, I assure you. We're just trying to run a perfectly normal business here. Pay no attention to the spider behind the curtain.
And she's going to take a slap at Dusty for 20.
If you didn't want us to look at the spider behind the curtain, You could have just not pulled back the curtain.
That hits.
Don't bother me with details. So that's an 8 damage.
4.
It's normal business decorum to pull back the curtain.
And 11.
That doesn't hit.
So she's going to just slap you with one hit, just in the face for 8 damage, and then she's just going to slap you again, and you're just going to just like, nah, that one, nothing. What's wrong with you?
Just a big heavy sigh of, your existence exhausts me.
That sounds very dusty. Skitata, what are you doing?
Update on what's the layout of the old lady, and is Portal Dusty still alive?
Portal Dusty's still alive.
How close is Portal Dusty to D?
Real D.
Real D.
Fairly, like, within 10 feet.
Oh, okay. Okay, Skitata's gonna Eldritch Blast Portal Dusty.
Nice.
If I can remember how this works.
14?
Yep.
Oh, nice. For 6 damage.
Okay. Next up we have fake Brilmara, who is dead. So,
Does she not get a turn when she's dead?
She's just going to decompose slightly.
6 seconds of decomposition.
Yeah, 6 seconds to decomposition. It's only really, really slight,
Yeah.
but nature knows it's there. That's the important thing. Dusty is going to swing around to Skitata
Oh no.
and just flail slam for 8 while getting blasted in the face. And then we go back to D, who is pink.
Pink D will... I can use the spiritual weapon as a bonus action to start hitting Portal Dusty,
Mm-hmm.
but I will cast the Prayer of Healing.
Okay, so everyone gets another 11 health.
Hooray.
11 health? That is a good number to get.
It really is. So your spiritual weapon then hits for another 3 damage. That Dusty is looking a little bit bloodied. We move on to real Brilmara, not decomposing Brilmara.
So, well, I suppose real Brilmara is decomposing just at a very, 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 very slow rate. I think that's how being a living being works.
Yep.
But,
Not for elves though. Fuck
Yeah.
elves.
So I completely forgot that as a Duragar, I have a thing called Awakened Mind.
Ooh.
I can communicate telepathically with any creatures I can see within 30 feet, and I don't need to share a language with them.
Mm-hmm.
So, before I do anything else this turn, bonus action, I want to communicate with this big chained up spider.
Okay, how are you opening that?
Hey, big spider, how you doing up there, friend?
I am trapped here.
I can see this,
Free me and I shall reward you.
I actively want to help you. I feel like getting you unlocked is like the secret to stopping a bunch of bad stuff that's happening to us. Do you know how to get you out, or where the key is that you're locked up with? Can you give us any info that'll help get you out of here?
In the desk drawers. She keeps the key in the desk
A
drawers.
specific desk drawer? Do I know which one to go to?
I mean, at this point, they're all upside down and on the other side of the desk
Okay,
because it got flipped.
That's fair. Can I use my action to go over and try and get the key from those
Sure.
drawers? Right, do I have to do any kind of check to see if I find the key, or
Let's have a investigation check.
do I have advantage because I know where the key
Yes.
is? Yay!
You know it's in the drawers, and everything that was in the drawers is now on the floor.
Okay, first roll is a 2. I'm glad I asked for advantage. Is 9 sufficient if I know it's on the floor around here somewhere?
There's a lot of stuff here. Now that all of the drawers have been tipped out, you imagine if you'd been able to look through them one by one, might have been a bit easier.
Okay, that's
But
fine.
it wasn't like stuffed at the bottom of a drawer, so the things that have fallen on top of it are now
Okay.
on top.
Well, with before my turn ends, I'm gonna shout to who's nearest to these drawers right now? Dusty.
I guess Dusty or D.
I'm just gonna shout to Dusty. He's over
Magical.
here. Come get it.
Okay. Fake Pink is going to decompose slightly, and we move to Dusty.
Alright, well, he'll take a minute, calm down out of his rage, and run over to help out with that.
Okay. I'm going to say that as it's already been searched by Brilmara, you are able to find it immediately. You have the key. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yay!
But that is going to be your turn, unless you're going to attack someone nearby.
It'd be way cooler to just run over, grab the key. It'd be way cooler if I did a power slide. Do I get advantage for power slide?
Power sliding over to get the key.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kick through the pile of detritus.
And as you do it, you're going to notice it by your foot, reach down, grab the key, you're going to yeet it towards Skitata, who's going to have disadvantage on catching it. So dexterity from Skitata, please.
9.
Okay, you touch it with your finger, and you just manage to sort of push it further away as it's flying through the air.
I was hoping when you said it touched the finger that it was going to be one of those where, like, the ring that the key's on would land on the finger, like
Hat turn invisible.
ring and hook game, and it just sort of swing around a bit.
Okay, so it catches on the top of the finger, it swings around a bit, and then flies off.
No!
Into one of the keyholes.
How incapable are we as a group of picking up a key and putting it in a lock?
Well, maybe if you picked up a key, walked over to the lock and put it in,
I
that'd be
had
fine.
no movement. I didn't get to find it. I had bad numbers.
The numbers were bad.
My numbers have been bad all day.
Fake Brilmara continues to decompose, and Fake Dusty is going to take a swing at D now, I suppose. That's a 12,
That does not hit.
and another 12, which also does not hit. Congratulations, you have survived. D, at you.
Even Portal Dusty doesn't want to raise a hand. But I do. I'll whip him.
The Portal Dusty just took 2 swings at you, but just couldn't make it happen. I blame the smallness of Pink now. So D, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Spiritual Whip at 12?
Okay, so you're still swinging? That is a miss.
But that's just a bonus action. So I can do a real swing of my mace. Alright, that's 16.
That's a hit.
3.
Okay, we go back to the top of the order with Brilmara. You're behind a desk.
I'm behind the desk.
Yeah.
Where's that key?
It's over under the spider near Skitata.
Can I go get the key and put it in the lock?
Okay,
Do I have enough turn to do that?
you can do that, yeah.
I'm gonna go get the key and start unlocking some locks.
Okay, where are you starting?
Let's start with the locks that are nearest the floor, because those are the easiest ones for me to
Well,
get
they're all on the floor, but are
Oh.
you going front of spider, back of spider?
Front of spider.
Sold.
The end that can see and do things. How many locks can I get undone in a turn?
I'm going to say with movement and trying to unlock it and fumbling in the lock, you can get 1 open this turn.
While I'm running, I telepathically ask, Spider, which is your dominant side? Are you left-legged or right-legged?
It's all the same to me. I'm ambidextrous.
Okay, I undo the front right leg.
Okay, front right leg is free. And with that, the spider is going to take a swing of its own and stick a leg straight through the old woman.
Ooh.
Straight through the heart.
Not through the heart, but certainly through the old woman.
Okay.
And we're to blame. We give Spider Letterouterers a bad name?
She's not looking great. She's got a fucking spider leg through her.
I mean, that doesn't seem to be giving like a bad name.
now.
Right. Dusty,
It may.
hit you instead of...
Mr. Duff. I'm going to try and get Doppelduster. Crit.
That's definitely a hit. You pull back your warhammer, just do a big old swing, and it just seems to clock at just the right angle on the side of Dusty's head, and just there's a squelch and a crack, and the whole head just rips away from the shoulders. There's a little bit of spinal column just flapping slightly, and it jets forth on a gush of blood. There's a geyser of blood that comes up, but it's sort of like white, clear. It's almost like jizz that just comes flying up out of its neck. And the body sort of stands there, wobbles for a couple of seconds. It seems like it's going to go over to one side, and then it sort of almost stumbles back and then just hits the fucking deck. And is gushing this weird, thick, gelatinous, blue-white goo.
As Dusty finishes his swing, he's just going to put his hand up to his brow, pause for a second, one leg behind the other. 4? Is it 4?
The old lady is cross, but she's got a spider leg through her, so she's going to take a swing at the spider leg coming through her and really smash the crap out of it. It looks like it hurts the spider, who sort of retracts the leg, and you can see slime and mess in this hole, but it is starting to refill itself.
I'm not okay with that. I'd rather not.
She then takes a swing for 21 at Dusty. 10 damage.
Fine.
Skitata, what do?
Skitata runs over to Brilmara,
Yeah.
gets the key, and unlocks some more legs.
Okay, as you are closer, I'm going to let you have 2 of those locks. So you crack open 2 more locks, and the spider is a bit more freed. 3 out of 8, not bad.
I'm just there the whole time vibing with this spider in between turns going, so, tell me about yourself, how you doing?
I'm the queen of the face spiders.
I've never met a queen of spiders before. It's really nice to meet you. I can't wait to share tips about what hobbies we have. It's going to be great.
I wish we could have met under more appropriate circumstances.
It's fine. We'll get you out and we'll have a drink. It'll be great.
Perhaps I can lay babies in you at some point.
We'll talk about that after we get you out, baby.
Oh, fake Dusty do nothing then. So D, you?
And me. Dee will go and engage with the old lady and bring the floating whip with them.
Well, I hope you're both very happy together.
Let's see how the mace goes. 22.
22, that is definitely a hit.
Huzzah.
Getting some blood out of that head.
And also the whip. 15.
That is a miss. It sort of cracks just to the side.
Well, the whip's just there for sensation.
Looks great. Very intimidating. Brilmara.
Can I run and grab the key and continue unlocking more locks?
Okay, you're going to relay the key and open
can we
another
just
two?
alternate our turns taking this key and going, I want to get some locks now.
Okay, so 5 locks down, the spider is going to rear back and just jam both legs straight through Granny Smith, and you are left there, standing in the room, with, well, there's now 4 of these weird blue-grey things with the milky eyes, and no real distinct features, no mouth, no nose.
Hey, spider friend, these things are glowing. Do you know what their deal is? Are they any connection to these?
They are from my realm.
Oh, okay. Inherently bad or corrupted by lady over there, or?
They are just hungry.
Yeah.
Our world is shrinking because of what Brayburn did.
What did Brayburn do?
They captured me, and then, when the world started to shrink, my spiders came for food. The doppelgangers came for power. When they saw how good your world was, they abandoned their own, came here, and replaced your people.
Oh. How many of our people have they been replacing?
By now I could not say. I have been stuck here, a living link between here and the ether web.
If we get you unchained, which we are in the process of doing, can you go back and bring them with you?
I could free them, but first I would need someone to cross over into the other world and cut my connection to the web.
Well, I mean, if we don't go through and deal with this, it's probably going to be a recurring issue. Plus, doppelgangers means there's probably some people in there that could do with rescuing and would probably be very thankful and give us a lot of reward, one would hope. How about we all just go in there?
Well, Dee, I don't really want to leave Brilmara. Can we?
Dee will give Brilmara a look. You really think they'll have things to give to us?
I mean, if I was trapped in the spider dimension and I got rescued, I feel like I would owe it to my rescuers to give them literally everything I own.
That's a compelling argument.
I mean, we could get to rescuing them and then say, hey, do you want rescuing? Sign this first to say you're going to give us everything, then we'll cut you free. How's that sound?
Mercenary?
I like the way you think.
I believe everyone's heading through.
Okay, so you all carefully together step through the portal, and you hear a whoosh as it just immediately closes behind you. And you're in basically the same place you were, but there's no colour to everything. It's all sort of blue, black and white.
Oh no, we've time travelled to the 1920s before they invented colour.
I mean, could be. So, you notice that the walls almost look like constantly moving smoke. Like, everything is just made out of ethereal matter, as it were.
Dusty attempts to hit a wall.
Your hand passes completely through a wall.
Do we see the tether or the whatever has been keeping the spider here?
Leading to where the portal was, you can see this sort of thick spider thread. Just a single thread, and it appears to be sort of glowing and pulsing.
Okay, so that's the cable that's been powering the internet through this spider, huh?
Well, that's fucking disappointing looking.
Who's got a really big thing to slice this with? Who's good at slicing?
I usually ask Dusty to do stuff.
Dusty gets one of his hand axes, gives it a fancy little twirl to show off, and slams it down on the string.
As soon as that tether is cut, the sort of glowing, smoky form of the queen spider just sort of almost seems to fold in on itself and then just blink away. And without that, the light of that creature, this room now feels very dark and sinister. You are sat in this dark world alone, with no real knowledge of how you're going to get back, and no idea what to do next. Thank you very much for joining us. I have been the mistress of this dungeon. I am Jane Aerith Magnet. I can be found on Twitter and YouTube as Maniac Janiac. I'm on SoundCloud as Jane Aerith Magnet, where you might be listening to this now. I'm also on stonemonkeyradio.blog, where I write things, twitch.tv/Janiac, where I stream on Tuesday and Thursday nights, janiac.redbubble.com, where you can get one of my fantastic t-shirts, and patreon.com/stonedmonkeyradio. As little as $1 a month would be super helpful.
Hi, this is Nick, and you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and stream at the Nick Flair. And if you'd like to read some media analysis and self-reflections that I'm writing, you can follow my blog at storieswithnick.blog.
I'm Laura. You can find me at Laura K. Buzz everywhere on the internet. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Patreon. That's the one that pays the bills. LauraKBuzz.com. I do a series on YouTube every Friday called Accessibility, where I talk about video game industry accessibility and representation. I've got a bunch of books. There's Uncomfortable Labels, which is out now. It's about being gay and trans. There is Things I Learned from Mario's Butt, which is coming out on February 4th. It's an illustrated, silly and serious coffee table book of video game character butt reviews. And there's Gender Euphoria, which is an anthology of non-cisgender people's stories of euphoric moments they had in regard to their gender, which is going to be out at some point in the future when it's written. There's also podcasts. There's Pixel Squirt, which is a video game pornography discussion podcast with Mari and Stacey from Geek Remix. There's Dice Funk, which is another D&D podcast. I'm on seasons 3, 4, 5, 6, and season 7. They're all self-contained seasons. And there's Podquisition, where we talk about whether your favourite video games are great or perfect.
I'm Becky. I can be found as @Becky Toothill on Twitter. The last series that we recorded, Badly Designated Heroes, can be found under Curiosity Epidemic on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. We didn't forget to record credits for James, he just doesn't have any social media presence whatsoever.
And we'll see you again sometime. Oh, bye!